Yo, what's going on, everyone? So, in today's video, as you can see, we're back with another tier list baby. I know everyone loves them. Probably one of the best things on the planet to do is a tier list, just because there's so much like versatility with these. Like, you can do so much with it. So, anyways, if you've been reading what's on the side there, you will know that in today's video, we're gonna be doing a tier list on the Clash Royale cards and how many babies I think they could beat up, or if they get beat up by the babies. So, pretty simple list we have here, pretty simple concept. You've probably heard it before, like, how many babies do you think you could take, before you would, like, fall to them? So that's what we're going to be finding out today. So starting out pretty simple with the Knight. Now, the Knight, I mean, he has a decent chance against a few babies. Unfortunately for the Knight, I think he's just going to get overwhelmed pretty quickly, like, kind of like a Skarmy coming at him. Now, like, if we're assuming the babies are coming one by one, this guy could last a while with them, but for, just for the sake of all of these cards and avoiding, this specific scenario, I think we're just going to assume that, like, the babies are coming in from, like, all sides, and it's like an apocalypse of babies are just slowly overwhelming you. So I think the Knight is not going to last long. Obviously he's going to get through a lot of babies because he's got a sword, he's pretty skilled, he's got a decent amount of health. Good stats for the cost, so I think... I think we'll give the Knight... Babies lost a few troops, but still emerged victorious. Like, and he just doesn't stand that great of a chance. Like, I just don't think it's happening, so... Unfortunate for the Knight, but it is what it is. Alright, on to the Archers. So I think the Archers are in like a similar situation here. They've got some arrows and they've got range this time, plus there's two of them. They can keep like pelting away at the babies with their arrows, but again, they're just going to get slowly overwhelmed. And the babies are fast, like they're overpowered. They've got like something in their body that just makes them unstoppable. When babies want something, they have this drive that no man has ever known, aside from when you're a baby. You want a piece of that chocolate cake? Guess what? That baby's getting that piece of chocolate cake. So if the baby wants to eliminate the Archers, they're going to eliminate the Archers eventually. So I think that the Archer doesn't stand as much of a chance. So I think we're going to put the Archer in the lol, you lost to some babies category here. Again, I think they stand a decent chance, the first little bit, but after the crowd starts to form, like, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. Alright, now we have the Goblins. So, the Goblins are probably, like, fairly similar in size to the babies, like, they're not the biggest creatures in the Clash Royale universe. So, they're probably similar size. So, again, I don't think these guys are, I don't think these guys stand much of a chance. Now, obviously there is four of them, and they have daggers, but they're quick. But they're also very fragile. So once the babies, start to surround them a lot, it's just not happening. So let's put the Goblins in the lol, you lost to some babies category along with the Archers. On to the Minions. So the Minions, here's the thing. The Minions are obviously flying, and the babies, we're going to assume, can't fly. I hope the babies cannot fly. So the babies can't fly. So the Minions are just going to be working away at these babies. So the babies are going to have to find something to take care of them, whether it be like rocks or like, I don't know, they just throw whatever, or maybe they just like create like a baby ladder and just like reach the Minions and take them out. But eventually I think the babies would figure out that simply swarming under the Minions and looking at them isn't going to do anything. But for the first while, the Minions are going to do a lot. Okay, so I can't say they're going to beat the babies. Like, hold on, I didn't mean to put them there. I can't say that because, like, I just don't think that's true. Or no, okay, maybe we do say the Minions. Do we say the Minions beat the babies? Okay, so I guess for the sake of everything, we need to assume how many babies there are, like, per wave. Wave of babies. Let's just assume there's, like, 1,000 babies. Okay, 1,000 babies. Let's assume there's 1,000 babies. The Minions are probably going to take care of them that time, so let's just say you barely beat the babies. Be ashamed, because it's not that great of a it's not that great of a feat. So yeah, on to the Bartarians. Now, obviously, these guys packed with muscle, packed with testosterone, packed with energy, packed with primal instincts, and there's 5 of these dudes. So, you know, they stand a pretty decent chance against 1,000 babies, I think. Unless the babies just, like, work on one Barbarian at a time, which is definitely the play. I think these guys will last for a while. Do I think they'd fall to the babies? I mean, if there's, like... I mean, there's 5 Bartarians, and, like, they'd get, like, surrounded in, like, a circle formation, so I think they would probably lose. So we'll put them at the top of lol, you lost to some babies to signify that they were very close to being to the you barely beat the babies, be ashamed category. So that's where I'm putting the Barbarians or Bartarians. Alright, next is the Larrys. Yeah, babies are goo-goo going on your grave. Like, this just isn't really fair. Like, sure, it might hurt the babies to, like, hit the Larrys. And the Larrys do have swords. There's 3 of them. They're probably smaller than the babies. Like, there is no way Larrys are winning this. I love Larrys, but this is just not happening. Alright, now we have the Bomber. Now, the Bomber wouldn't be the worst option here. You know, he's got some nice range. You know, he does splash damage, decent fire speed. So I'd say the Bomber stands a decent chance. But again, like the Larrys, he's just very fragile. So I feel like he has a disadvantage here. Regardless, I think I'm going to put him at lol, you lost to some babies just behind the Bartarians. I think he stands a better chance on the Archers and the Goblins, but even though he has the splash damage, I won't assume that a baby's going to die to a single, like, a Larry bomb. Now, if we're thinking about this logically, like, in real life, they definitely would, but Clash Royale-wise, I think the babies would live and be fine. Alright, now we have the Spear Goblins. So I think this is a pretty similar situation, just even worse. I'm just going to put him at the... I feel like the Spear Goblins are in, you know, the babies lost a few troops, but still emerge victorious category. Just because they're as fragile as skeletons, and they have the range, but their weapons aren't as good for the babies, so the babies would still just be like, just easy win, just easy dub for the babies. Alright, up against the Minion Horde, I mean, there is absolutely no chance. Babies are never seeing the light of day again. You take the minions, and then you add 3 more. Come on. That's so much more DPS there. And again, unless the babies learn how to, like, throw rocks or something, or, like, make a baby ladder, there's no way they lose. But even then, like, the minions the Minion Horde just shuts down all chances happening, because they're just, like, surveying the crowd, and, like, they could just, like, split up and just... and then everything's just gone. Like, the babies are gone. The babies are flat in the pancakes, or... I guess they won't be pancakes because the minions don't really do anything like that. They just fire Dark Elixir, but yeah. The minions will receive the first, the babies will never see the light of the day again, so... round of applause for the Minion Horde for being able to beat up babies. Alright, now the RG. Now, obviously, I could be like, oh, the RG only targets buildings and, you know... So if we're assuming that, then obviously the RG just goes in the top category. He can't do anything. And also, we're leaving evolutions out of this, by the way, because that would make things too complicated. But just for fun, let's assume that the Royal Giant actually uses cannon. So obviously, the cannon doesn't have any splash damage. It has a decent amount of range. It would definitely one-shot all the babies. But either way, even if you assume that he isn't attacking buildings, there's just no way the RG wins. So I think we'll go with the babies lost a few troops but still emerged victorious. RG is not doing a lot here. Despite the fact he is the crown, he is definitely the loser in this situation. Alright, the Ice Spirit, I mean, it's just... Actually, no, I need to put this in front of the Larrys. The Ice Spirit is that bad. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Alright, moving on to the Fire Spirit. What do you want me to say? I think the Fire Spirit has a better chance. Obviously, the Ice Spirit just freezes everything and the babies go back to being normal. And then... But the Fire Spirit, you know, he might catch them on fire. Wait, hold on, wait, maybe I misjudged. Because if the fire spirit catches them on fire, and like it spreads to all the babies, unless the babies recognize need to spread out in a formation to avoid being consumed by the flame, then I think the fire spirit might have a decent chance. Okay, just for that fact alone, I'm gonna go to the babies lost a few troops but still emerged victorious in like the very front, because I feel like it could be Lolly lost to some babies, but I don't know if the babies will be that dumb. I know they're babies, but either way. Alright, on to the Goblin Gang now. Despite what I said about the Goblins and the Spirit Goblins, I think these guys have a decent chance here. So, you know, obviously, you've got, like, range support and melee support. Could these guys take 1,000 babies, though? No, let's be honest. They couldn't. So, let's put them at the middle of Lolly lost to some babies. The Goblin Gang stands a decent chance, but, you know, nothing too crazy. They're not winning against the babies. Alright, moving on to the E-Barns. So, now these guys are stronger than the Barts. So, you might be thinking, like, oh, they have a better chance, but I don't really think they do. They can take on, like, 2 babies at a time, but the Barts could take on, like, probably, like, 2 or 3 before, so they have even, like, less coverage. Well, not less coverage, but they... I meant to say they have less coverage. That's just not how I want to say it. Anyway, ignoring my English, the elite Barnarians, I don't know. I think we'll put them right here. Lolly lost to some babies, again, in the middle of the category. Like, they're going to have a decent chance, but it's just, you know, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. Alright, the recruits. This is an interesting one. The recruits are ranged. They have a decent amount of damage per hit. They have shields. And there's 6 of them. So they've got quite a lot going on. Obviously, they have the armor too. So I'm thinking, could they take 1,000? I don't think they could take 1,000, honestly. Unless like they use their shields and like shield bash thing. But we're assuming that they just have their normal Clash Royale abilities. So let's say that... Okay, we're gonna go to Lolly lost to some babies at the very top of the category. Again, I can't put them any higher than that because that's not how that works, because all the other ones assume that you beat the babies. Alright, moving on to the bats. Similar situation to the minions where, like, I think they could win. It's just this time, there's 5 of them, but not to mention, these guys are very fragile and would lose to 1 Larry hit. So if the babies do more than that, and like they could just chuck a rock or just climb, I think the bats aren't going to win. So I think I'll put the bats, like, I'd probably put the bats at like the top of the Lolly lost to some babies category. I just don't think it's happening. No diss to the bats, but you know, just not happening. It's not happening. All right, we have the Rascals. Similar situation to the Goblin Gang, you know, pretty good. But I just don't think, you know, they've got what it takes. I just don't. Where to put them, though? I think the Rascal Boy has a lot of health, and the Rascal Girls do a lot of DPS, but they just get so... Bleh. They get swarmed so quickly, and it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So, I think they would lose faster than the Goblin Gang. So I think I'm going to put them in babies lost a few troops but still emerge victorious. Just because the Goblin Gang has so many troops there and can just take them out so easily. Moving on to the Skelly Barrel. Like, this is just... Babies are goo-goo gone on your grave. I guess I can't put them higher than the Larrys. But they have, like, 1 surprise attack, which is dropping on the babies. And as the balloons pop, the babies will just look and see the balloons popping and the Skelly Barrel slowly starting to drop on them. Or it drops on a tower, or the babies pop them. But either way, the babies are winning this. It's such an easy landslide victory. Like, there is just no chance for the babies. Like, sorry, babies. Or, wait, no, sorry. There's no chance for the Skelly Barrel. Sorry, Skelly Barrel. No, the babies are winning. There's no sorry for the babies. Alright, now we have Firecracker. So, I think we're going to put him just dead smack in the middle of babies lost a few troops, but still emerge victorious. Like, again, she pushes herself back. She's a ranged troop. You know, she shoots fireworks and does a lot of damage. The babies might like find it fascinating that what do you call it? Might find the fireworks fascinating, but I don't think that's enough for the firecracker to win. So I'm putting her there. All right, the Skelly Drags. So we've got an interesting duo here, another flying duo. Now, what I said about the skeletons, right? They're fragile and stuff. This still applies. But do I think they would lose to the 1,000 Babies? Because the Skelly Drag splash does suck like a lot. I mean, I don't think they would win. I don't think they would win. Like, these guys just don't got a lot going for them in this competition. I think... Okay, hold on. I need to rearrange this list. Why is this like this? There we go. So I'm going to put the Skelly Drags, you know, kind of in the lower end of the Lollylossus and Babies. Just not a lot happening for the Skelly Drags. They have the range, or sorry, not the range. Well, sure, they have the range. They have the fact that they're in the air, but that's not enough for these guys, because I feel like the Babies could take them out very easily. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, we got the E-Spirit. I mean, again, it's just babies are goo-goo gone on your grave. Like, what do you think's going to happen, E-Spirit? We're just going to chain on, like, 9 of them and just call it a day? Like, you're not going to do anything. Like, sorry, E-Spirit. It's just not happening. No offense, I love you, but it's just not happening. Alright, now we have the cannon. Let's go for... yeah. Babies lost a few troops, but still emerged victorious. Eventually, the cannon is going to, you know, stop existing regardless of whether or not the babies take care of it. And, you know, it does some decent damage. It's going to one-shot the babies, definitely, but the babies will overwhelm it, and then they'll be on top of the cannon, behind it, in front of it. And it's just not going to work out that well for the cannon, I don't think. Alright, now we have the mortar. So, I think he stands a better chance than the cannon. So I guess I'll put him, like, just right here. I think it's a similar situation, though. He's going to do enough DPS, and he has a splash damage this time. But obviously the mortar is very slow, and babies are fast machines that operate very quickly per hour. And again, they will not stop until they reach their goal. So the mortar just doesn't stand a chance with its DPS. Or fire rate. Either way, same thing. So now I got the Tesla. So I think the Tesla honestly stands a better chance than the cannon and the mortar. So I think... Do I want to put it here, though? Where do I put the Tesla? I mean, I think they stand a better chance than the archers. I think I'll put them there. Lollylossus and babies. Actually, not. Do I think? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You know, if I ever want to, like, you know, move around the list, I can do that after. So I think the Tesla stands a decent chance. It can hide underground whenever it needs to, whenever the babies go away, which isn't going to happen. But if the babies just don't see anything, then the Tesla could win. But obviously the Tesla is going to die eventually, so it is what it is. Tesla stays there. Arrows. Babies are goo-goo going on your grave. I mean, there's nothing to goo-goo gaga on because the arrows are just going to quickly disappear. I think the babies will be very upset that this has happened to them. But again, like, nothing's going to happen. There's way too many babies for all the arrows to hit. It's simply just not going to happen. Alright, the Zap. Again, who does the Zap think he is? Who does the Zap think he is? It's just not happening. The babies will get like a light little shock, and then they'll be like... and they'll be sad and upset for a few seconds, but they'll stop and realize no one cares. And, you know, Zap's just not happening. Snowball. Okay, can we stop? Like, it's just not happening, man. It's not happening. Like, unless you get, like, a comically sized snowball and you push on all of them and it explodes, like, the snowball's not winning. Alright. Up against the Royal Delivery here. Now, again, another spell that's not going to do a lot. At least the Royal Delivery is going to do something, though. So I'm going to say that the babies lost a few troops, but still emerged victorious at the very end of that. Because it could definitely be the babies are goo-goo going on your grave, but at least it's going to do something unlike the other spells. And plus the recruit's in there, so he's going to get a few of them too. Also, I'm not counting this heal spell thing from that one challenge. I don't even know why that's here. Alright, the Giant. So the Giant is in a similar situation to the Royal Giant. Obviously, he doesn't normally target troops. But if we assume that he targets troops, I don't think he's going to last for long. Sure, his punch is pretty good. And he has a lot of health, but that's not enough. Now, I want to do a different scenario because this sounds funnier. So, let's assume that the babies come in formations that look like walls. I think the giant could win on this technicality of wall of babies because he would just punch them, they'll collapse and just start sprawling on the floor. But, again, we're going to be playing fair here, so I don't think he stands too much of a chance. We'll put him under the Royal Giant here. The Valkyrie, here we finally go. Someone that is going to do good against the babies, like amazing even. So I think the Valkyrie one-shots the babies here. I don't think the babies stand a chance. Like, she's just going to, like, knock all of them back. They're just going to, like, stumble over and, like, be turtles on their backs. Like, you know, they just can't get up no matter what they do. There's just nothing they can do. I think the Valkyrie is going into the babies will never see the light of day again. Just because, like, she's never going to get overwhelmed. She hits from all sides, does enough damage, has enough health, so even if the babies somehow manage to sneak in a few hits here and there, it's just not happening. The babies are losing. So congratulations to the Valkyrie on receiving the babies will never see the light of the day again. And moving on to the next card. So we've got the Musketeer. Again, fair choice. Fair choice. But is she going to beat them? No. Let's put her above the archers here. She's going to do a fine job, but she's not winning. She's not winning. We all know that. All right, now the Wizard. The Wizard is an interesting card. He's going to one-shot the babies. Saying he's going to one-shot the babies so casually is just so fun. He's going to one-shot the babies. He's a decent amount of splash, a decent amount of health. So I feel like he would last for a while. Is he going to win? I don't think he's going to win. He's going to get overwhelmed eventually. But, like, no, do I think he's going to win? You know, no, I think the Wizard would win. I think the Wizard would win. He has so much splash combined with so much damage, and his fire rate is decent. I think he actually would win. So I'm going to put the Wizard in the need to do some stretching all that, or need to do some stretching after all that. So congrats to the Wizard. First card here. I don't know why I'm congratulating fictional people on being able to beat up a fictional army of 1,000 babies. But anyway. Alright, now I have the Mini P.E.K.K.A. So, hear me out. I feel like the Mini P.E.K.K.A. is that the babies are goo-goo gone on your grave. Because the Mini P.E.K.K.A. is probably a baby, you know, a smaller version of the P.E.K.K.A. So I feel like the Mini P.E.K.K.A. would feel like some sympathy and wouldn't attack them. Or unless he saw them as pancakes, then maybe the babies are going down. But I think the Mini P.E.K.K.A. feels some sympathy. I know I said everything would be fair, but it's one of my tier list videos, so the logic randomly changes halfway through. Hog Rider, I mean, again, he has a hammer, he's fast, so let's just say that the Hog Rider can attack troops. He has a hammer, he's fast, has a pig. Honestly, as long as the pig doesn't run out of stamina, like maybe like the Hog Rider lets the pig rest every now and then, I feel like the Hog Rider could honestly win. I feel like he could. Even if we're assuming he can only attack one baby at a time and like eliminate one baby at a time, I still feel like he could win just because of the hog. And you could just like, oh no, the hog could also jump on them. Like, yeah, okay. I think we'll put the Hog Rider in the you barely beat the babies, be ashamed category. He beat the babies, but you know, he kind of has to live with the guilt of beating 1,000 babies in an all-out war. Why do the babies want to attack them anyway? Moving on to the Three Musketeers. So I feel like these guys are in a pretty similar category. Now the Musketeers, I said the Musketeer wouldn't win before, but Three Musketeers is a different story. There's three of them, a lot more DPS, a lot more coverage. So that's only like 333 shots from each Musketeer, and then 334 for one of them to eliminate all the babies. And the fire rate is pretty decent. They stick together. They can cover all angles. I feel like the Musketeers would barely beat the babies here. So good job to the Musketeers, I guess. Battle Ram. So if we utilize the Ram effectively, then you could probably eliminate a few babies with just the Ram alone, with the Barks just dropping the Ram or just crashing into the babies. A lot of the babies are going to like fall over, feel the effect, and a lot of them are going to get eliminated. So I feel like they would be in the like lolly lost to some babies category. I don't think they do better than the Musketeer, it's just two Barts, and as soon as they pop out, it's just kind of over because the babies are just like staring at them. They're staring at the babies. The babies are just like, yeah, and the Barts are like, yeah, and they just get eliminated instantly. So unless they create some space, Battle Ram is not winning there. Our Ice Golem, again, this is just not happening. Like, sure, he probably has a better chance at the spells just because he can, like, kite the babies away or whatever. But, just not happening. I mean, actually, I can't even put it above the spells. Ice Golem does no damage. Even if we assume he's attacking the babies, he is so slow and does no damage. It's just not going to do anything. He might be the only card here that would eliminate one baby, and that's it. Just one. Alright, moving on to the Mega Minion. So, another dude that can hit the babies while in air. So, obviously, this gives him a decent advantage, but, you know, he's just single swiping here, and I don't feel like he would... I don't feel like he would win. I don't feel like he would win. No diss to the Mega Minion, I just don't feel like it's happening. So, we'll put him in the... Lolly lost to some babies, top of the category, because the Mega Minion has a decent amount of health, and his fire rate's alright. He's going to one-shot the babies, but the babies are going to eventually pile up and reach the Mega Minion, drag him down from the sky, and beat him to a pulp. So, you know, just not happening. Moving on to the Dark Goblin. Now, this is just not happening. Like, there is just no world where this is happening. He's more effective than, like, all of these guys, I guess. So he's going to go on the top of the babies are goo-goo gawing under grave category. But, again, I don't think he stands that much of a chance, so... Kind of sad for the Dark Goblin, but I mean, what's he going to do? He's not going to be able to one-shot a baby, and he's got the speed, he's got the range, but the babies are slowly piling in, and the Dark Goblin doesn't have a lot of time, and time is his enemy. Alright, and the babies. Now we have the Zappies. Better chance than the Dark Goblin, definitely. And I'm probably going to put him at the top of, like, Babies lost a few troops, but still... Actually, no, I can't put him above that. We'll put him second to Babies lost a few troops, but still emerge victorious. Zappies, 3 of them. Not going to one-shot a baby, but they can stun. And, you know, decent fire rate. So I think they would win. So, or not win. I think they would be here in this category. Alright, Flying Machine. I feel like it would be worse than a Mega Minion. But still good for this competition. Definitely not bad. But again, it's just another case of fragile and air card that will slowly be reached. He's not going to one-shot the babies either. I don't know how I'm determining whether the babies are being one-shot or not, but the Flying Machine just wouldn't do it, in my opinion. So we'll put the Flying Machine... let's put the Flying Machine, like, here, at the Lolly lost to some babies. Alright, the pigs. Now, if we're assuming the pigs are hitting the babies, I think they stand like a decent chance, honestly. They might win. They have some additional armor with the helmets they have. They have like the tusks at the front of their mouths here. So they could just keep headbutting the babies, and I think they could win. There's 4 of them. They have a lot of health. They're quick. And they're probably... they have more stamina than the hog, from the hog rider, that's for sure. Because, you know, there might be like a 230-pound man on them. Or, yeah, on the hound or hog. So, I think they could win. I think the hogs need to do some stretching after all that, but I think they would win, honestly. So, good job to the hogs. Alright, the E-Golem, I mean, it's just not happening. Or we're not, you know, let's go in the benefit of the doubt like I've done with everything else. Let's say that the E-Golem does attack. I mean, Elixir Golems are literally just like Elixir just personified. So it's just liquid. So would they lose? Like, I don't think there's any world where the babies lose. Sure, the E-Golem's gonna get like a few decent hits in. So I think we'll say that, you know, he took care of a few troops, but, you know, babies are still emerging victorious here. So let's put him probably here. Definitely low in the ratings. Alright, moving on to the healer. Now, she does have the added bonus of healing herself. But I feel like the healer, like, you know... The healer's pretty innocent. I mean... You know, in a Clash of Clans, like Clash-orama... a builder destroyed a tree and, like, you know, she nearly had a mental breakdown. So I don't think she could grasp eliminating babies. So I think they would just win automatically, kind of like the mini P.E.K.K.A. feels sympathy for them. Healer feels sympathy, but is also, you know, probably more understanding. So yeah, we'll put the healer there. I mean, she is a floating troop. I just want to add this. She's a floating troop, and she heals herself. And I don't think she one-shot the babies, probably two-shot. So she would probably be to lolly losses some babies if she did try. But I just think the healer, that would be going against her nature. I don't think she'd do that. Alright, the Goblin Hut. I mean, this might stand like a decent chance for a bit. I think like the Splinters and the additional like Spear Goblins that come out would do something. But they're not going to win, obviously, as the Spear Goblin Hut has to break eventually. I don't know why I said Spear Goblin Hut. I mean, it is technically true. So, I think we're going to put it at the... actually, I don't want to put it there. Let's put it like above the Eagle and to Babies Lost a Few Troops. Because the Splinters and the Spear Goblins would do something. Alright, moving on. We have the Inferno Tower. Now, if this is multi-Inferno Clash of Clans, this thing's winning instantly. But if this is, you know, Clash Royale Inferno Tower, then obviously it's not winning because it has to reset every time. So I'll probably put it at the, like, Babies Lost a Few Troops, but still emerged victorious. Probably just under the Goblin Hut. Inferno Tower does a lot of damage, but as soon as the babies get there, it's kind of over. It'd take out a few of them, but, you know, it doesn't stand much of a chance. Bomb Tower, on the other hand, great transition or segue. I think he could win. If we're assuming the babies are coming in quick enough for the Bomb Tower not to die, I think he could win. So, I don't think it would be like an instant victory. Like, but I think the babies are seeing stars and birds fly around their head with the Bomb Tower here. Now, even if the Bomb Tower falls, the bomb comes out. And babies are dumb and stupid and curious. So they like all surround the bomb like, oh, what's that? Boom! Gone. Babies are gone. So congratulations to the Bomb Tower for being the first card in that category. We officially have a card in every category now. It's pretty cool. Alright, the Bart Hut. I mean, I'd probably just say, like, they're just under the bomber. Like, 3 Barts come out automatically. They're going to get some more Splinters, and 1 Bart will come out too, assuming that they do enough DPS in time. So yeah, not much of a chance here, so we're putting the Bart Hut there. Elixir Collector, I mean, yeah. Babies are just Goo Goo Gone on her grave. They're going to get some Splinters. Maybe a few, maybe 1 or 2 might submit defeat in the elixir, as in, like, you know, they perish, but I don't know if I can say that word. So we're just going to put it like that. So I don't think they'd win. There'd be some glass shards, wood shards, and the elixir might, they might stay under the elixir for too long, let's say. So I think, yeah, the pump just not staying a chance. Tombstone, again, this is just not happening. I mean, I have to put it above, like, all of this, but, okay, this needs to be switched around, first of all. I know I said I wouldn't do this, but it's going at the top of the babies are Goo Goo going on your grave. The Lyras stand no chance against the babies, but at least, you know, they're doing better than a lot of the cards in this category. Moving on to the Furnace. Again, if we're assuming this has, like, a chain effect of just, like, spreading to the babies, then I feel like it has a decent chance. Plus, there's going to be more Fire Spirits. So maybe the babies will, like, get hit by the first Fire Spirit, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we just need to, like, get the fire off of us. And while they're doing that, the Furnace spawns more Fire Spirits. And then another. And then another. And then another. And then eventually, at that point, all the babies are on fire and then collapse. Can I even say that? I don't even know. Anyway. So, I think the Furnace stands a decent chance. I'm going to say that it's probably going to need to do some stretching after all that. I don't think the Furnace can stretch. That's not how that works. But we're going to put it there. We're going to put it there. Goblin Brawler, Mike Tyson, or Shrek, whatever you want to call him. I don't think he's standing that much of a chance, honestly. Like, no diss to Mike Tyson or Shrek. But obviously, he's a single-hitting troop. He's quick to the punch, and his punch definitely does a lot of damage. But he's not going to do a lot, so we'll probably put him, like, just above here, like in the middle of Baby's Lost a Few Troops, but still emerge victorious, because I don't think he's going to be doing too much. Alright. We have the Fireball. The Fireball, I mean, at least it's going to do something unlike these guys. So we're going to say the Baby's Lost a Few Troops, but still emerge victorious. Put him right here. So yeah, you know, I think that it's gonna do something. Maybe it might have a chain effect of fire also, but again, assuming it just comes from one source, then I think the babies could just stop it and it won't do much. So we'll put it there. We'll put it there. All right, the rocket again, same situation. It's just gonna obliterate the babies. It's gonna put a crater in the earth. Maybe the babies will fall in. But they can just make a baby ladder though. They're fine. All right, earthquake. Now, let's have some fun here and assume that the earthquake puts, you know, some dents in the earth here, and the babies slip and fall in the cracks, and the earthquake has a decent chance, but he's still going to lose to the babies. So we'll probably say, assuming we're using this dumb logic here, that the earthquake will probably be in the middle of Lolly lost to some babies. Heal Spirit. Heal Spirit, I mean, come on now. This might honestly be worse than the healer and the mini pack. It does no damage, and the babies just feel warm inside, but like there's no burning. They just feel fine. I don't think I can put it worse than a pump, so we'll just put it there. Definitely not. Somehow the ice come's better. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, next we have the P.E.K.K.A. So, you know, the P.E.K.K.A, you know, it's an assassin. It's a robot made of metal, presumably. A lot of health. Not very quick, but does a lot of damage to the baby. It's going to one-shot them. So if we assume that the P.E.K.K.A has a heart of gold and would spare the babies, obviously it stands no chance. But if the P.E.K.K.A sees a butterfly, it's just going to chase it around and just like belly flop on the babies and just eliminate them instantly. So we'll meet in the middle of the road. We'll say that Lolly lost some babies. We'll put them just like above the E-barns here. Alright, the balloon. Again, if we're assuming that it's attacking the babies, when the balloon would stand a decent chance, I think. Attack rate, not the greatest. Not the greatest. But it'd still do something. Would the babies reach the balloon? I mean, probably. I think the babies would reach the balloon, so we'll probably put it in the Lolly lost some babies category. And we'll put it like just here. I think that's a good spot. Alright, now we have the witch. So the witch would probably two-shot the babies. You know, you got the Larry spawning out. I don't think she's gonna win. Definitely gonna do a bit. So yeah, I'd probably put the witch probably about here. She also might feel sympathy because she is a mother. Alright, we're just gonna knock a few of these out. So the golem would probably, you know, lose to the babies. Lose a few troops, but, you know, nothing, you know, the greatest. Where should I put this garbage card? Let's put it here. Excuse me, the Skarmy. Well, it seems good at first. Babies overwhelmed. Take care of the Skarmy. Skarmy's going to take care of a few troops, but still end up inevitably falling to their doom. So let's put the Skarmy, like, probably here. Baby Dragon, going to do a lot of damage. Decent fire rate. Fire might spread, so could probably win against the babies, honestly. And I don't think they would reach them, just due to the fact they're always trying to take out the fire. So let's put the babies are seeing stars and birds fly around their head. I still think they get some damage, but not a lot. Next we have the Prince. Prince, single hitting troop. He might get one charge off. And you know, he's going to take care of some babies, but definitely not a lot of them. I don't think he's the best in this category. We'll probably put him like here. Next we have Big Bone Jones. So Big Bone Jones, gonna one-shot the babies like the Prince. Has a decent amount of health. He's gonna drop the bomb too. So I feel like it's gonna be at the top, like Lolly lost some babies category. Probably put him like there. Next we have the guards. So the guards aren't gonna do too much, but still gonna take care of some babies. So we'll probably put the guards like there. Next we have the Dark Prince. Splash damage, one charge, horse he can ride around. I feel like the Dark Prince has a decent chance here. Do I think he'll win? I don't know. I don't know if I think he'll win. but he can hop over the babies and land on them. We'll put him at the very top of Law. He lost to some babies. I feel like he's just there. Like, he has what the Prince is lacking, which is splash damage. Bowler, pretty good matchup for the Bowler. Nerf Bowler 2024 is what everyone's going to say after this ranking. So I feel like the Bowler, I don't know if he would win. Do I think he? I don't think he'd win. I think he replaces the top of Law. He lost to some babies just because his ball's going to go pretty far. It's going to take care of all the babies in its way, but it's not going to go like all the way. And then plus he's getting surrounded, so he's going to get taken care of eventually. But the Bowler still has like a really good elimination count. Next we have Hunter. Hunter, I mean, not going to do the best job here. Where would I put Hunter? He's going to do an okay job. But he's, We'll put him like there. Next we have the Exy. Again, similar case to the Bowler. It's going to one-shot the babies if he gets like a full axe rotation. So he's going to do a decent job, but he's not going to take care of all of them. I feel like he would be like third in the Lolly Losses on Babies category. Next we have the Cannon Cart. Cannon Cart, decent range, decent damage, decent attack speed, decent everything basically. Just above average. But definitely not above average when it comes to taking care of babies. Let's put the Cannon Cart probably here. Wall breakers, unless we're assuming that the babies like are all gathered up close enough for the wall breakers to take them out, we'll probably put babies lost a few troops but still emerge victorious, and probably put them like here. Oh, whoops. Can you move? Can you move? Thank you. Next we have the Goblin Giant. Again, he has a decent amount of health. Spear Goblins will help out. He's going to help out, so I think he would be in the Lolly Losses some Babies category. You know, definitely not the weakest contender here, but he's not doing anything too great. We'll put him, like, just under the EQ. Next with the E-Drag. Great option here. Hits 3 babies at once. Stuns the babies. Would he one-shot? I don't think he'd one-shot the babies, but he'd stun the babies, and they might get confused and forget where they are for a second. So I feel like he would be at the top of this category also. Let's put him, like, probably put him there. E-Giant. This is interesting. So if the babies don't do enough damage, the E-Giant automatically wins. I think the E-Giant has, like, 4,000 or 5,000 something health. So if the babies all do, like, 4 or 5 damage a hit, the E-Giant's going to win. But if we assume they do more than that, which, spoilers, they do more than that because I said they one-shot Larry. There's no way the E-Giant wins. But we'll put him at, like, and I deserve more than that. We'll put him, like, at the very, very top of Lolly Losses on Babies. Expo, I mean, it's got the speed. It don't got the damage, though. So we'll put the Expo at Babies Lost a Few Troops but still emerge victorious. Probably, definitely in front of the Mortar. Definitely in front of the Mortar. Goblin Drill, just, I mean, again, Babies Lost a Few Troops but still emerge victorious. Probably, like, here. Goblins are going to get taken out very quickly, and the drill is made of metal, but again, not too much of a worry, you know. Rage, this is not going to do a single thing, except, like, do a little bit of damage, so I'm just going to tickle them. Yeah, not doing anything. Moving on to the Goblin Barrel, not going to do anything. Let's put, I mean, they would get splinters from the initial, like, drop, but they just instantly get rid of the goblins. So we'll put them, like, I can't say it's not as, it'd definitely be more effective than that. Let's put it there. Freeze, I would want to put here, obviously, but I can't do that. The babies would definitely win. Unfortunate to see from Freeze, but, I mean, hey. Even some of the greatest cards in the game fall to some troops, you know. Next we have the Mirror, so again, this could either be here, or it could be here. So at the top or the very bottom. Just for simplicity's sakes, I mean, let's just put it here. I mean, it's the middle of the tier list. It's not there because I think they would beat the babies or wouldn't beat the babies. It's just the option that makes the most sense. Lightning would take care of 3 babies. That's all I'm going to say. Let's put it, like, here. Poison. Now, if the babies are dumb enough to walk into one bubble, then I guess the poison would do a lot, but I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll just say that Lolly lost some babies and probably put them, like, here. NATO isn't going to do anything. It's just going to launch the babies around. They're going to be fine, so not too much to say for the tornado here. Let's put the NATO probably just above the freeze. Next we have clone. This might be the most useless option of all time. The clone can't do a single thing. So automatically bottom of the category. So congrats to the clone for being the worst. Congrats. Bart Barrel, Splinters, initial damage, 1 Bart. He's going to take care of a few babies, but again, definitely not going to win this battle. I think it's going to go into the bottom category. Actually, no. There we go. Moving on to the Ice Wizard. Decent splash, decent range. Not a lot of damage. Not going to one-shot the babies. Probably going to 3-shot the babies. But he's still going to take care of a few of them. So we'll probably put him like here. Moving on to the princess. I feel like it's the same situation. I mean, her fire could spread though, and if she even gets like 3 shots, she might win. So I'll probably put like you barely beat the babies, be ashamed category. Moving on to the Hound. The Hound has so much health that I don't know if the babies would be able to break through. Let's say the Lava Hound like 2 shots the babies. I think the Lava Hound could win because first of all, the Lava Hound takes care of the babies, right? Or some of the babies. And then eventually the babies reach the Lava Hound, pop the Hound, probably think they won, so they just like climb down instantly. But then they realize the pops come out, so I think the Hound would win here. We're going to put the Hound in the need to do some stretching after all of that. Miner is just instantly losing. There is just no world where the Miner's winning. I mean, I can't like put him up under these. Probably put him like... Yeah, we'll put him here. Alright, so stopping the speed round now. We're back to speed. This video is very long, so that's why I wanted to do that. But anyway, here we are. So, Sparky. Now, Sparky is going to do a lot of damage here. A lot of splash damage, decent amount of health. Obviously, Sparky's going to get overwhelmed no matter what, but we're going to put the Sparky in Lolly Lost to Some Babies just because she does a pretty decent job. We'll put her just above the cannon card here there we go. If the tier list will let me. Lumberjack, again, he's going to take care of some of the babies, but I mean, it's just not happening. Unfortunately for the Lumberjack, he is going to lose to the babies. They're going to lose a few troops, but still emerge victorious. Probably put the Lumberjack, like, I don't know, here. Alright, Inferno Dragon suffers from the same thing as a lot of our air fellas here. You know, actually, no, he does have the fire, though. He has the fire. He's in the air. He's even got, like, a helmet. He's gonna win. Like, babies are never seeing the light of day again. Like, yeah, he's actually just winning. He's actually just built different. Can I put the Valkyrie? Why do I have to do this? Right? Why can't I just... Okay, there we go. Thank you. Trying to prove me wrong. Anyway. Ewa's here. He has the initial zap, but as soon as that happens, the babies just instantly take him out. So Ewa's doesn't fare very well here. Let's put the Ewas... I mean, probably just above the zap. Also, I'm just assuming, by the way, that the babies, like, are a bit stronger than Larry's, just so they don't get, like, one shot by, like, arrows or zap and all that stuff. If you couldn't tell by now. Bandit, she might get 1 dash, and then after that she just dashes into a crowd of babies, and a few might fall over, but after the initial ripple in the water, the babies are just going to instantly take her out, so we'll go to the... Yeah, I don't even know if she'll... I think she just goes to the babies or Goo Goo Gong on her grave. Honestly. I think she stands a better chance than these guys, but... anyway. A Night Witch, so here's the thing. If we're doing Clash of Clans builder-based strategies and putting her all the way in the back or in the corner, she's going to spawn a few bats. Obviously, that's not the case, though. But she'd still spawn a few bats, and... her death bat 2. So if they're too focused on getting rid of the Night Witch, and the bats 2-shot all the babies, and the babies have to reach the bats, I think they'd still win. But still, even if she spawns like 5 bats, she'd do a really good job. So I think I'll probably put her like just under the E-Drag here. Ghost, one-shot the babies, invisible for a second, so the babies have no idea what's going on. They think like the contender backed out of the challenge or is cheating. And, you know, Ghost will do a decent job. Lolly losses some babies, I feel like, is the appropriate category here. And we'll probably put the Ghost above the Flying Machine. Ram Rider, now obviously another troop which has an animal, the Ram. And she also has like the, whatever it's called, like the rocks and stick that slow the babies down. I don't think it would be that effective. I think she'd still do some work, you know, like hopping everywhere, like crushing some babies. But I don't think she's winning. I don't think she's winning. But, you know, still decent. So we'll probably put her, like, above the cannon card here in the Lolly Losses and Babies category. Just to recap, this is what our list looks like here. You know, a lot of troops in the babies lost a few troops. Lolly losses some babies. And barely any that beat the babies so far. Speaking of beat the babies, though, the Mega Knight. Now, this is interesting. If the Mega Knight lands, like, just how all the other troops land with no babies, and he has time to work on some of them, then I don't think he wins. But if the babies are just, like, all in a circle and just, boom, and just smack dab in the center of them, it just lands, and they just go flying everywhere, I think he would win. Would he? Okay, I think he'd win regardless. But if we're assuming that, then I think the Mega Knight would probably make the baby see some stars. Moving on to the Fisherman, I mean, he's not doing much. He's just he'll hook him like 1 or 2 babies. He's just gonna slap him with his fish. I mean, he's gonna take care of a few troops, but babies are emerging victorious here. Probably put him like here, definitely not a good spot. All right, moving on to the Marcher. Marcher's got the range. He can pierce through the babies with his magic arrows, and he's pretty fragile though. So Lolly Losses and Babies, I think, is the appropriate category here. Wait, I just realized something. Hold on. The Skelly Drags, right? Did I ever mention that they have fire too, and that they would just instantly win because they spew fire out faster than the baby dragon? Who made this list? Who's making this list? Okay, we'll put them in the babies will never see the light of day again. I know I already ranked them, but I realized my mistakes, my flaws, my errors. So if someone left a comment about that, I apologize, but I fixed my ways. Mother Witch, I mean, I don't think she's going to one-shot the baby. She's probably going to 2-shot the baby. She spawns like pigs. So if they get distracted and the pig helps, the Mother Witch honestly might be able to win. I think we'll put her here. Like, the babies will barely, or sorry, she'll barely win against the babies just because she's spawning pigs, and the pigs are helping take out some of the babies. So I think she would barely win. Phoenix, one-shots the babies, flying troop, red angry bird, so their attention span is completely fried. Would he win? Or would she win, I guess? Or it's probably a she, just because she spawns an egg. Would she win, though? That's the important question. She doesn't have fire. I don't think so. I think Lolly Losses Some Babies is the appropriate category here. Definitely a good contender, but, you know, not going to win. We'll probably put Phoenix about there, above the E-Drag. All right, we're down to our final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards here, ladies and gentlemen. Graveyard, not doing, or actually, I'll do all these goon cards, why not? Graveyard, not doing a whole lot here. Hate to say it, it's just not happening. So we'll probably put the Graveyard at, like, Babies lost a few troops, but still emerged victorious. I don't think I could put any higher than, actually, no, I'm going to move it down. I don't think I could put any higher than that. Moving on to, okay, if we're doing all these cards, and the super heal spell won't do a single thing, so we'll literally just put it at the bottom. I don't think anything can get worse than that. The log is going to one-shot the babies, I would assume. It's just, you know, roll in a straight line, take care of some of the babies. It's going to take care of, like, a lot of them, but not enough to, like, win, obviously. So we'll just say that the babies lost a few troops, but still emerged victorious. Log's going to do decently here if played correctly, so we'll probably put it at the top of the babies lost a few troops category. Okay, moving on to the champions. So the Mighty Miner, obviously he has the drill, which needs time to heat up like the Inferno. There's no fire that emits from it though, so none of that advantage here. But he does have the bomb, so if the Mighty Miner waits and for the optimal moment, he just pops the bomb on them, probably takes care of like 100, 200 babies, and then goes back to business, but he is going to ultimately perish once that happens. So we'll say that Lolly lost to some babies, and probably just above the Ram Rider here. Skeleton King, this is an interesting one. Let's assume the Skeleton King is smart and pops his ability instantly, and then he's going to one-shot the babies. He has decent splash, decent damage, decent health, attack speeds. Would he win? This is a tough one. Would he actually win this? I don't know if he would win. I really don't know. I think we'll say that he, like, barely loses. Like, barely loses. Actually, no, we'll say he barely wins. We'll say he barely wins. Let's give this Kelly King some credit. He will barely win this. Archer Queen, she's going to do a lot of damage initially. Once she pops the ability as well, goes invisible for a few seconds. Ultimately is not winning though. But I think we'll put her above the Expo and the babies lost a few troops category. Moving on to the Golden Knight. Now obviously the Golden Knight has his ability. And he just got a balance change to where his ability is every 8 seconds now. So if the Golden Knight pops his ability instantly, takes care of like how many troops does he go to? Like 11 or something? Is the E-Spirit 11 or is the Golden Knight? I can't remember. Anyway, he takes care of whatever amount of babies. It's not that big of a difference. And then he's going to be stuck in the crowd. He's probably going to like two-shot the babies. So yeah, I don't think he's winning. Even if he gets the second ability off, it's not like it changes much. So we'll probably just say that the babies lost a few troops, but still emerged victorious. Probably like... probably here... Alright, moving on to the Monk. Obviously, the Monk can't reflect the baby's punches or whatever they're doing, or kicks. But he can still survive for a while, and he probably one-shots the babies. No, he's not going to one-shot the babies. We'll put the Monk at Lolly lost some... actually, no, he's not even that good. He's not even that good, honestly. Let's put him at, like, just under the E-Golem here. Alright, Little Prince, so you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. He's got the Guardian ability, so if he utilizes that, like, let's say the Little Prince, you know, starts shooting. He's not going to one-shot the babies, obviously. He probably, like, 2-shots them or 3-shots them. Probably 2-shots. Let's just say 2 shots for simplicity's sakes. 2 shots the babies and pops the Guardian ability. He's going to take care of a lot of them, but that's not enough to win, I don't think. So we'll put him at, like, Lolly lost to some babies. Probably, like... just above the Goblin Gang. Alright, the Super Witch spawns like everything and turns stuff into pigs. So if we're assuming this, then she's going to do better than the Mother Witch. So I'd probably say that babies are seeing stars and birds fly around their head with the Super Troop. The Super Lava Hound, I mean, depending where the Lava Hound is placed in the situation, once it explodes, it just pops all of the babies. Well, not all of them, obviously, that's a hyperbole, but takes care of a lot of the babies. So, gonna do decently well, and then there's another Lava Hound, and then another Lava Hound, and we put the Lava Hound, need to do some stretching after all that, so I assume that the Super Lava Hounds, like, babies will never see the light of day again. We'll probably put the Lava Hound, like, here. Super Magic Archer. If I recall correctly, he makes troops on his side. So if the Super Magic Archer fires fast enough and the babies prioritize the new baby targets, it's definitely possible he wins this. I'd say like he barely wins this, just because it's so situational whether or not the babies go for him or the newfound baby allies. Super Hog Rider, I don't think he's gonna win this. He just drops spells every now and then. I mean, that's not like the greatest thing of all time. So we'll probably put the Super Hog Rider. Where did I put the Hog? Oh no, like he does hop around and stuff though. I did put the Hog Rider there, and he drops the spells. Like I said, I switched my logic up, so I mean, if he's there, then the Super Hog Rider kind of has to go like there. A Super Ice Golem is not going to do anything. He's just going to freeze the entire arena, all the babies, but that's not really going to do much. We'll probably put him like just above the tornado here, and the babies are Goo Goo Gawing on your grave. Now the archers, they're not going to win. They definitely do a decent chunk of damage, but they're not winning. We'll probably put them Lolly to some babies, probably here. Super Mini P.E.K.K.A. might seem good on the surface. One-shots anything. Has healing pancakes. Decent amount of health. Not really the best attack speed, but not really going to do that much. Not really going to do that much, in my opinion. So we'll put the Super Mini P.E.K.K.A. probably, and babies are Goo Goo Gawing on her grave. Plus, if the Super Mini P.E.K.K.A. feels sympathy, then it might be the same thing as a Mini P.E.K.K.A. So we'll just put the... Actually, I should do this. There we go. We'll just put the Super Mini P.E.K.K.A. there. Goblin Party, Goblin Party. The goblins aren't going to be partying for long because they're going to be in their graves. So I dance to their dead, I guess. The Super Goblin Hut, I mean, like... Or no, it's called, like, Party Hut, isn't it? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. As a Dark Goblin on top, but that's not really enough to do anything. Where did I put the Dark Goblin? Okay, I put the Dark Goblin here. So we'll probably put the Super Party Goblin Hut thing probably about there. Just because of the added effect of splinters and all that fun stuff. Now, the Party Rocket is not going to win because there's no way anything in the game has that much range to take care of 1,000 babies. Still do decently. Lolly lost to some babies. Probably put above Poison. Like, I'd probably put it like here. Still decent ranking. Moving on to the King. This guy doesn't do a single thing. He'd probably cry if you stole one of his like muffins or something. We'll probably... Let's just put him here. Basically the bottom of the category. Because Super Mini P.E.K.K.A. won't do anything. The Healer won't do anything. Clone won't do anything, and Heal Spell won't do anything. I just realized now that I said the Healer probably feels like sympathy and stuff, but the Mother Witch and the Witch and the Night Witch are all mothers, so, you know, you probably think they feel sympathy too, but maybe not because they're not, like, humans. I don't know. The Princess Tower, by the way, Princess Tower is just gonna not be able to one-shot babies, so basically just like a goblin here. So if we're assuming it's this princess, she doesn't stand that much of a chance. We're just gonna say that the baby's lost a few troops, but still emerged victorious, you know? Actually, that's not even fair. The babies will lose like 8 or 7 troops or something. Let's put the prince... Actually, yeah. Let's put her, like... Probably there. Alright, the final card, the Cannoneer. If the princess did that horrible, then I think we all know what's about to happen. Cannoneer is gonna go... the princess takes care of, like, 7 or 8. Like, the Cannoneer probably takes care of, like, 3 or 4. I still have to give him, like, an okay rating, but we'll probably put him just above the Super Ice Golem here. Can you just switch, man? There we go. So this is my final, this is my final ranking initially. So we have all these troops up here. Babies lost a few troops. Lolly lost some babies. You barely beat the babies. Be ashamed. You need to do some stretching after all that. Babies are seeing stars, and birds fly around their head. Babies will never see the light of day again. So this is the ranking I have now. I don't know if I'm going to change this. I might. So yeah, let's just see if I change this. Alright, after some reconsideration, I moved Fireball and the fire heal thaw spell thing to Babies Are Seeing Stars and Birds Flying around their head. Fireball is spreading way too much fire to the babies. Same with the thaw spell because, you know, it's just pure fire that warms up the troops. So this is the final list now. Nothing else changed. I just put those there. So yeah, this is the final list. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit of a long one. I've been recording for an hour. I can't believe I sat here for an hour and talked about how Clash Royale troops could win against babies. I don't know what's wrong with me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one, and yeah, take care.